The notion that scientists and mainstream media are deceitful about global warming has become a prevailing conspiracy theory. Despite the overwhelming evidence supporting the existence and severity of climate change, many people still believe that there is a deliberate attempt to mislead the public. This skepticism stems from a lack of understanding about the scientific process, the complexity of climate change, and the role of media in reporting scientific findings. One reason why some individuals think scientists are lying about global warming is the perceived inconsistency in climate predictions. They point to past predictions that have not come to pass, such as the supposed ice age scare of the 1970s, as evidence that scientists are unreliable. However, this argument is based on a misunderstanding of the scientific process. Science is constantly evolving, and new data often leads to revised predictions. The ice age scare is a prime example of this, as it was based on incomplete data and a limited understanding of the factors influencing global climate. Moreover, the scientific consensus on global warming is clear. It is real. It is primarily caused by human activities, and it poses significant risks to the environment, human health, and the economy. This consensus is based on decades of research by thousands of scientists from diverse fields, including climatology, meteorology, oceanography, and geology. The evidence supporting global warming is overwhelming, from rising global temperatures and sea levels to melting glaciers and ice sheets. Mainstream media also plays a significant role in shaping public perception about global warming. While some media outlets may be accused of sensationalism or bias, the majority of reputable news sources rely on credible scientific sources and fact-based reporting. The problem lies not with the media itself, but with the way scientific information is communicated to the public. Complex scientific concepts are often oversimplified or distorted, leading to misconceptions and misinformation. Another factor contributing to the perception that scientists and media are lying about global warming is the influence of special interest groups. Fossil fuel companies, in particular, have a vested interest in downplaying the significance of climate change. These companies have invested heavily in disinformation campaigns, often using think tanks, lobby groups, and media outlets to spread skepticism about global warming. This has created a false narrative that climate change is a topic of debate, rather than a scientifically established fact. Furthermore, the politicization of climate change has also contributed to the erosion of trust in scientists and media. In some countries, climate change has become a partisan issue, with one side denying its existence or downplaying its significance. This has led to a situation where scientific facts are often secondary to political ideology, and where media outlets may feel pressured to present balanced views, even if it means giving equal weight to fringe opinions. In conclusion, the idea that scientists and mainstream media are lying about global warming is a misconception based on a lack of understanding about the scientific process, the complexity of climate change, and the role of media in reporting scientific findings. While there may be some inconsistencies in climate predictions, the overwhelming evidence supporting global warming is clear. The scientific consensus on this issue is strong, and it is essential to rely on credible sources of information to understand the reality of climate change. By recognizing the influence of special interest groups and the politicization of climate change, we can work towards a more informed public discourse and a more effective response to this critical global issue. Ultimately, it is essential to trust the science and the scientific community, rather than relying on misinformation and conspiracy theories.